If you're over 60 and take a handful of vitamins every morning, you might be doing more harm than good. I know that sounds surprising after all. We've been told for decades that more vitamins mean better health. But here's the truth most seniors never hear. Not every vitamin supports your aging body. Some may quietly drain your energy, weaken your heart, or even raise your stroke risk without you realizing it. I've seen this firsthand in my practice. Dozens of older adults walk into my clinic proudly listing their supplements: vitamin D, B complex, E, magnesium, zinc, and more. Yet when we run their blood work, the story changes. Many of them are fatigued, dizzy, or struggling with blood pressure swings, and the culprit isn't always disease, it's often the pills themselves. You see, after age 60, your body doesn't process nutrients the same way it used to. Your liver filters slower, your kidneys work harder, and your hormones shift. What used to be helpful can suddenly become harmful. Too much vitamin D, for example, can stiffen arteries. Excess B6 may damage nerves, and taking high-dose multivitamins can throw off the delicate balance of calcium, magnesium, and zinc, leading to muscle cramps, brain fog, or even heart rhythm issues. Major institutions like Harvard Health, Mayo Clinic, and the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism have all issued clear warnings about oversupplementation in older adults. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. Because your body changes with age, your nutrition strategy must change with it. So today, we'll uncover the 4 vitamins you should stop taking immediately, and the 1 powerhouse vitamin that truly protects your brain, muscles, and heart as you age. These insights could help you simplify your routine, protect your organs, and restore your natural energy from within. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, how old are you? Where are you watching from? And how many supplements do you take each day? Type the number in the comments below. You'll be surprised how many seniors are in the same boat. And if you want clear, research-backed guidance for healthy aging, tap subscribe to Senior Life Plus and let's begin. You've probably heard this before: vitamin E is great for your heart and skin. And yes, in the right amount, it absolutely is. But here's what most seniors don't realize: too much vitamin E can quietly do the opposite. It can thicken your blood, weaken your circulation, and raise your risk of stroke without a single warning sign. Let me tell you about James, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. For years, he took 2 vitamin E capsules every morning just to stay young, he said. He didn't feel anything unusual at first. But after a few months, small bruises began appearing on his arms, even from light touches. Then one night, his nose started bleeding and wouldn't stop. At the hospital, his doctor told him something shocking: his blood wasn't clotting normally, and his vitamin E levels were nearly double the safe range. You see, vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant, but once you pass 400 IU a day, it stops protecting and starts interfering. It blocks vitamin K, the nutrient your body uses to help your blood clot naturally. Without enough K, your blood can become too thin, making you more prone to internal bleeding, especially in the brain. And when that happens in someone already on heart medication or aspirin, the results can be devastating. A landmark study in the Journal of the American Medical Association followed 29,000 older adults for several years. Those who regularly took high-dose vitamin E supplements had a 13% higher risk of early death, mostly from hemorrhagic stroke bleeding inside the brain. That's not a small number. That's 1 in every 8 lives lost, all from a vitamin that was supposed to help. And here's the tricky part: vitamin E toxicity rarely feels dramatic. The symptoms creep in slowly: a bit of dizziness, unusual fatigue, or easy bruising that just doesn't make sense. You may even feel fine, until one day your circulation falters when you need it most. But there's good news. You don't need to abandon vitamin E, You just need to get it from real food, where nature keeps the balance. A handful of almonds, a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, a few slices of avocado, these deliver vitamin E in its natural form, combined with healthy fats, minerals and phytonutrients that your body can actually use safely. That's the form your arteries recognize, your heart trusts, and your brain benefits from. So before you reach for another capsule, remember this: your body doesn't need megadoses. To stay young, it needs moderation, balance, and wisdom. Because when it comes to your heart, too much of a good thing isn't good at all. Too much vitamin E can quietly steal your strength, blur your focus, and turn protection into danger. Your heart doesn't need more, it needs enough. And that's the difference between aging safely and aging wisely. Number 2, vitamin A. You've probably seen it on the label of your multivitamin, vitamin A for healthy eyes. And yes, it's true, vitamin A is essential for vision. But here's the part almost no one tells you: too much of this so-called eye vitamin can quietly age your liver, weaken your bones, and even make you dizzy or fatigued. Let me share the story of Helen, a 68-year-old retired librarian. She loved reading at night, but her eyesight had begun to blur. So, she started taking a high-potency vitamin, a supplement she found online, 15,000 IU per day. At first, she felt proud of herself for being proactive. But a few months later, she began waking up nauseous, feeling lightheaded, and her skin looked slightly yellow. A blood test revealed the truth: her vitamin A levels were toxic, and her liver enzymes had spiked, all because her body could no longer process the excess. Here's why this happens, especially after age 60. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, which means it doesn't leave the body quickly like vitamin C or B vitamins. Instead, it gets stored, mainly in the liver, waiting to be used. But as we age, our liver becomes slower at breaking down and eliminating fat-soluble compounds. So every extra pill adds to the buildup, like pouring water into a cup that's already full. Eventually, it spills over, causing nausea, dizziness, headaches, bone pain, and even liver damage. And the danger doesn't stop there. High doses of synthetic vitamin A can weaken your bones. In fact, a Harvard Health Publishing review found that seniors taking more than 10,000 IU per day had a 40% higher risk of hip fractures compared to those who relied on food sources alone. That's because too much retinol, the active form of vitamin A used in supplements, interferes with vitamin D, disrupting the balance that keeps your bones strong and your muscles coordinated. So while you may think you're protecting your eyes, you might actually be making your body more fragile. Now, here's the good news: nature already gives you the safest form of vitamin A, beta-carotene, found in colorful foods like carrots, sweet potatoes, and pumpkin. Your body is smart. It converts beta-carotene into vitamin A only when needed. That means no overload, no liver stress, and no risk of toxicity. It's your body's natural safeguard, a built-in protection system that no pill can match. So, if your multivitamin label says retinol or retinyl acetate, it's time to rethink it. Choose one that lists beta-carotene. Instead, your body will take care of the rest. And for everyday protection, the best eye vitamins don't come from a bottle. They come from your plate: a bowl of roasted carrots with olive oil, mashed sweet potatoes with a pinch of cinnamon, or pumpkin soup sprinkled with crushed walnuts. Not only do they give your body gentle, natural vitamin A precursors, but the healthy fats in those dishes help you absorb it better. Helen learned that the hard way. After switching from supplements to food, her liver tests returned to normal, her dizziness faded, and she could read comfortably again without fear of harming her body. When she told me her story, she said, "I used to think health came from pills. Now I know it comes from balance." And she's absolutely right. Your liver is your body's filter for life. Every drop of blood passes through it, carrying your energy, your nutrients, your vitality. Overloading it with synthetic vitamins only makes that filter clog faster. So, protect it. Let your food, not your pills, feed your eyes naturally, gently, and wisely. Because true health doesn't come from taking more, it comes from giving your body exactly what it needs and trusting nature to do the rest. Number 3. Iron. Still taking iron like you did in your 30s. That habit might be aging your heart faster than time ever could. For many seniors, iron feels like a symbol of vitality, the nutrient that keeps your blood strong and your energy high. But after 60, what once helped you rebuild can now quietly break you down. Let's take Robert, 67, a retired engineer from Chicago. He'd been taking an iron supplement every morning for nearly 15 years. Just to keep my blood strong, he'd say proudly. But lately, he'd begun feeling tired in strange ways, not sleepy tired, but heavy, sluggish, and foggy. His hands ached, and he noticed pressure in his chest after climbing the stairs. A routine blood test revealed the truth. His iron stores were twice the safe limit. His doctor explained that his heart was literally struggling under the weight of too much iron. Here's what's really happening inside the body. After menopause, or after age 60 for men, your need for iron drops dramatically. You're no longer losing blood regularly, and your body has no natural way to get rid of the extra. That means every supplement, every fortified cereal, and every energy tonic you drink adds to an invisible pile inside your organs, especially your liver, heart, and brain. And when iron builds up, it doesn't just sit there, it begins to oxidize, the same process that turns metal into rust. This oxidation triggers inflammation, damages your blood vessels, and creates free radicals that attack your nerves and joints. Over time, that can lead to arthritis-like pain, stiff arteries, and, most dangerously, heart disease and cognitive decline. A Journal of Nutrition and Aging review found that older adults with high ferritin, the marker of iron storage, had significantly higher risks of Alzheimer's disease and atherosclerosis, the hardening of arteries that leads to heart attacks and strokes. It's not just theory, it's chemistry. Iron in excess fuels oxidation, and oxidation accelerates aging. So, what should you do instead? First, don't supplement blindly. Get a simple blood test that checks hemoglobin and ferritin levels. If your doctor says your iron is normal or high, you don't need extra, in fact you may need less. Second, let food do the work gently. Choose iron from natural, balanced sources: lentils, spinach, sardines, chickpeas, and pumpkin seeds. In foods, iron comes with fiber, antioxidants, and cofactors that help your body absorb only what it truly needs. Even better, pair those foods with vitamin C, a squeeze of lemon on spinach, or a few berries after a meal, to enhance absorption naturally. And for most seniors, the real focus shouldn't be on adding iron, but on keeping oxidative stress low, by eating colorful vegetables, staying hydrated, and keeping the liver clear through movement and rest. For decades, we've been told that calcium is the secret to strong bones, that taking a tablet every morning will keep our skeleton solid, and our posture straight. But here's the truth very few seniors ever hear. If you take calcium tablets daily for bone strength, you might be building stone, not bone. Meet Linda, a 70-year-old grandmother from Texas. For years, she took 2 calcium tablets every day, convinced it was keeping her bones strong. She rarely missed a dose. But despite all her effort, her latest bone scan showed little improvement, and to her shock, her doctor found calcium deposits in her arteries. Her bones weren't absorbing the calcium her blood vessels were. This happens far more often than people realize. Calcium itself isn't the problem is where it goes. In a young body, calcium from food travels where it's needed, to your bones and teeth. But after 60, your metabolism changes. If your body doesn't have enough vitamin K2 and magnesium, calcium loses its GPS. It starts wandering, and instead of strengthening your bones, it settles inside your arteries, turning them stiff like old pipes. That stiffness makes it harder for blood to flow, raises blood pressure, and can quietly increase your risk of heart attack or stroke. A landmark study in the British Medical Journal tracked thousands of older adults over a decade. Those who took more than 1,000 mg of calcium supplements per day had a 22% higher risk of heart attack compared to those who got calcium from food. It's a startling number, and it proves that more is not always better. When you overload your system with isolated calcium, your body can't manage it properly. It's like pouring cement into a garden. Nothing good grows afterward. And yet, the solution is refreshingly simple. Get your calcium from real food, not pills. A single cup of Greek yogurt gives you nearly 250 mg of calcium, plus probiotics that improve absorption. A tablespoon of sesame seeds or a handful of almonds adds another boost, along with magnesium to keep the calcium in balance. Even better, eat small portions of sardines with soft bones, one of the most bioavailable sources of calcium on the planet. But don't stop there. Calcium never works alone. Pair it with vitamin K from eggs, natto-fermented soybeans, or grass-fed butter. K2 acts like a traffic officer, telling calcium where to go into your bones, not your arteries. It's the missing link most supplement bottles never mention. So if you've been swallowing chalky white tablets out of habit, it may be time to rethink them. Your heart and your bones deserve cooperation, not competition. Because strong bones mean nothing if your arteries turn to stone. The goal isn't just to stand tall. It's to keep your blood flowing freely, your energy steady, and your heart beating strong for the years ahead. And that starts with one simple change. Trade the bottle for a balanced plate. If there's one vitamin that truly rewinds the aging clock, it's this one. Actually, it's not just one, it's two that work in perfect harmony: vitamin D3 and vitamin K2. Together, they form the most powerful nutrient team for anyone over 60, protecting your bones, sharpening your memory, and keeping your circulation flowing freely. Let me tell you about Samuel, a 71-year-old retired coach who came to me after a small scare. He hadn't broken a bone, but he noticed his balance worsening, and his legs felt weaker every month. He'd been taking calcium for years, faithfully, every morning, yet his latest scans showed bone thinning. What went wrong? He was missing the directors that tell calcium where to go. When he started adding vitamin D3 and K2, everything changed. Within months, his legs felt stronger, his energy steadier, and his mind clearer. What seemed like aging was actually a deficiency in guidance. Here's why this duo matters so much. Vitamin D3 is like the key that unlocks calcium absorption. It helps your intestines pull calcium from your food into the bloodstream, fueling muscles, hormones, and the immune system. But D3 alone isn't enough. Because once that calcium is in your blood, it needs to know where to go. And that's where vitamin K2 steps in. It's the traffic officer. K2 activates special proteins that guide calcium into your bones and teeth, and away from your arteries and soft tissues. Without it, the calcium you take can build up in your blood vessels, stiffen them, and quietly raise your risk of stroke. A long-term study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism confirmed it. Older adults with healthy D3 and K2 levels had a 40% lower risk of fractures and strokes compared to those who relied on calcium alone. That's not luck. That's biochemistry working exactly as nature intended. The practical part is simple. Take 2000 IU of D3 and 100 micrograms of K2 daily, ideally after a meal with healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, or eggs. Why fats? Because both vitamins are fat-soluble, they need that small amount of oil to be absorbed efficiently. And twice a year, ask your doctor to check your vitamin D blood levels. It's a small test with life-changing results. If you prefer food sources, you can get D3 from sunlight, fatty fish like salmon, and fortified milk. K2 is abundant in egg yolks, hard cheeses, and the traditional Japanese food natto, one of the richest natural sources known. The effect of combining them is subtle but profound. Within weeks, many seniors report better mood, deeper sleep, and a steadier sense of energy. And over time, it helps preserve independence, stronger bones for mobility, clearer arteries for a strong heart, and improved mental sharpness. Over these past few minutes, we uncovered the hidden truth about vitamins after 60. How some that once helped can quietly begin to harm. We learned that vitamin E, taken in excess, can thin your blood and raise your stroke risk. That vitamin A, the so-called I vitamin, can overload your liver and weaken your bones. That too much calcium can harden your arteries instead of strengthening them. And that iron pills, once essential in your younger years, can now rust your heart from the inside out. 4 good intentions, but when taken blindly, they can backfire. Yet amidst those warnings, there's one shining light. The duo that truly supports your body after 60: vitamin D3 and K2. Together, they act like guardians, D3 opening the door for calcium to be absorbed, and K2 guiding it safely to your bones instead of your arteries. They protect your brain, heart, and strength, helping you stay mobile, independent, and sharp, the way you were meant to age. Because here's the truth: your body after 60 doesn't need more pills, it needs smarter choices. Every capsule you skip today could save your heart tomorrow. If this video opened your eyes, please tap that like button and share it with someone you care about. And tell me in the comments, which supplement surprised you most? Stay curious, stay strong, and remember, your best years don't come from what you take, but from what you understand.